Man, you already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we're back watching my homeboy get beat up. Now, before you jump in here and leave some comment, not even knowing the facts of what the video's fully about, just because you've seen the thumbnail and the title, wait till the end of the video if you think I did something wrong in this situation. You've got to understand, things are going to happen. And if me and you ain't cool, say we've gotten to a point where we're no longer kicking it like that, especially after I've given you advice time and time and time again, and I've bailed you out of these situations, and me and you go, boom, we're not homeboying no more, and you run yourself up on a snag. When I see that situation unfold, I got one or two choices. I can run over there and jump in the middle of it, save the day, possibly turn over the events of what's about to happen. Or I wasn't rocking with you 5 minutes ago. Not cool no more. What do? What do you do when somebody that was once a friend is now in a really, really bad situation, and you know that they're about to get hurt, and you know that all it takes is you to just go in that direction, and this could be a whole turn of events? We're going to get into it. We'll talk about it. We're going to break it down. Hope y'all enjoyed today's video just as much as I enjoyed making them. One of my subscribers said something, and they brought it to my attention. She said, "Jay, I respect you never say subscribe. You never tell people to subscribe to your channel. You never say that." I ain't saying it now. With all that being said, you know I done seen it. You know I done lived it. So let's relive it. So we've done videos on making money in prison. I've told y'all how I made my money. I had a lot of different hustles throughout the years. From working maintenance and bringing things back from maintenance. From being a kitchen worker and bringing things back from the kitchen. But my main hustle in there, aside from making wine, that's a great, great hustle. Don't do it. Not encouraging it. Alcohol in prison are bad. That's a terrible combination. Aside from that, tattooing. And tattooing would be the way I met the guy in today's video. Now, I tattooed pretty much everybody. If your money was good and you were good, you didn't have crazy charges, and I actually somewhat liked you. Like, if I don't like you, I'm not going to tattoo you. We're not going to sit up in here for a couple hours with a whole tattoo session going on, and I can't stand to see you just walking around in GP. But if I didn't have no problem with you, I'd tattoo you. Long as it wasn't no racist tattoos. I wouldn't do racist tattoos. If you didn't already have a face tattoo, I generally wouldn't do them, or I would do my best to talk you out of them. But in being the prison tattoo man, I didn't have to pay for tattoos. There are tons of guys in here that tattoo. Guys that are really good at what they do, and then there's some that they're just doing anything, messing people up, just trying to feed themselves, put a couple dollars inside that box, right? Well, in being the tattoo man, like I said, I never had to pay for tattoos. What would happen is I'd find somebody that did good work, and I'd say, "Hey, you see my work? Yeah, you do good work. All right, let's swap it out." Swap it out means I'll tattoo you and you tattoo me. I'm not going to charge you nothing. You're not going to charge me nothing. You display my work, I display your work. It's a win-win for both of us. So most of my tattoos, like 99% of the stuff I got on my body, 99.9% of the stuff I got on my body was done in prison. Well, like many stories and like many prisons and many jails, the block constantly flips. Guys come in, guys go out. New guys come in, more guys go out. Administration starts switching things up. Guys go here, guys go there. We're constantly getting new guys. So we get a bunch of new guys in here. I don't even see the new guys when they come in. I'm on the yard this day. But when I come back in, I get my shower, I hit the microwave, I look around, and I see a bunch of different new faces. I know everybody in here. I live with them. I see a bunch of new faces. So that night I go inside the cell, I'm tattooing somebody. I don't remember exactly who I'm tattooing, but I remember I was tattooing that night, and I get a, "Hey, oh, don't mean to disturb." And we both stop and look at the door. Well, you are disturbing. Number one, where's my hawk? A hawk is a guy that watches for the police, doesn't let anybody go up on the cell, make sure you don't get caught. So this guy should have never came and knocked on my door. Secondly, I know you seen this dude come in the cell, so you know that we're in here doing something we shouldn't be doing, which is tattooing. But you're going to disturb me. Well, you already knocked on the door. "Hey, excuse me." "Yeah, you excused. I ain't mean to disturb you." "Well, you already did. What's up?" "Hey, look, I just came in the pod earlier today. My name's Goat. I'll get at you. What cell you in?" "I'm in 31. I'll holler at you when I get done with this. Appreciate you." And he, "All right, man," rolls out. Finish up. Now, I don't know why this dude came to the cell. Anytime somebody comes to address you, you want to go find out what's going on. Could be good, could be bad. Who knows? Maybe it's business. Let me go find out. So I walk out and I look up at 31. The door's closed, the light's off. And I said, all right. So I go to turn around and there he sits over the table talking to another dude. I walk over, I sit down at the table. I said, what's up, man? What's going on? Jay, what's up with you? Now, they said you the tattoo man in here. Who says? That's why everybody says you the tattoo man in here. Yeah, I tattoo. Well, I'm trying to make sure I don't step on your toes. My name is Goat, and I tattoo as well. He tells me tattoos. He tells me what prison he came from, how long he's been here. And we just sit there and we talk for the next 30, 45 minutes. And by the time we're done with this, I've told him, hey, you got my blessings, tattoo away. It's more dudes in here than I can handle when it comes to tattooing, so do your thing, Goat. All right, cool, Jay. Appreciate it, man. Boom, I get up. Go back in. It's about lockdown by this time. 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. We're in for the night. I go in. Throw my little show on, brush my teeth, wash my face, hop up in the rack. Boom, lay back. Night has ended. In the days to come, I really don't remember talking to this dude much. I think it would really be maybe 2-3 weeks of him being in this pod before we actually started to kick it. Before we actually started to just talk on a day-to-day basis. And this would be because I was out on the track. I'm walking around the track. I'm with another one of my homeboys. We got a little bit of tree. We're smoking the tree. At this time, you can still smoke in prison. So if a guard seen you smoking something, they wouldn't trip out. Not to mention, most people smoke roll-up cigarettes like you roll your own, like you would a J. So if you're smoking a J, it looks just like the guy that's walking next to you that's smoking a cigarette. So we're walking, we're smoking, and he comes walking up with another dude, and he says, hey, one of y'all got a light? And I give him a light. And he lights up his little J. Hey, good looking, good looking, good looking. Him and his homeboy walk off. So we continue to walk. We finish smoking, we continue to walk. Now he's no longer with his homeboy. He catches up with us. Hey, man, what's up with y'all? So this dude gets to asking questions. How long you been here? I said, man, I've been here for years. At this same compound, on this same yard, in that building right there, I've been here for years. So I get to talking to him about where he's been. He has not been locked up long. Not long as I'm talking about maybe a year and a half. Went through his court proceedings, got his time, sat in jail, went to receiving, was at receiving way longer than most people in the left there, went to another prison, which was a lower level, got himself in trouble, and now, boom, here he is at Greensville. I said, so what you was into in the streets? Whatever it was, anything to make a dollar shake. I said, you was hustling? I played middleman sometimes, catch the pack here, catch the pack there, tax it a little bit. You know, give you what you need if your money's right. He said, more or less, though, I was into boosting. I had people that would buy stuff, we'd steal stuff. Anytime I've heard people boosting, not always. So if you're a booster, don't let me disrespect your booster mentality and don't let me knock your hustle. But most times when dudes were into boosting, just stealing nonstop, that stuff comes along with getting high. Guys that get high have to get high daily if they have a serious addiction. I was in the mix, getting high here and there, so I would steal. I had people that would, boom, boom, boom. Cops start watching his house. I'm up in there one night. They raid the house. A couple of people in there tell them that all this stolen stuff in here came from me. Here I am. A whole bunch of counts of breaking and entering, grand larceny, distribution of stolen property. He now sits in prison. I said, how you get the name Goat? Oh, that's something my mom and them used to call me since I was a kid. I used to make this little weird noise when I was a kid. How do you make a noise like a goat as a kid? What kind of kid was you? Where are you from? Anyways, he gets into that. Rec period ends. They call y'all. We go back in the building. I'm still blitzed. He's still blitzed. The dude I was walking with lives upstairs. He comes over the door. My cellie is a kitchen worker at the time, so I'm in the cell by myself, and he stands at the door. So what's up, man? We're going to swap out some work. Now he gets into talking about how he wants to trade out work. And I've seen some of the work he's done, and his work is good. I can't knock Goat's work. Goat's work was actually really, really good. I said, what you want to do, man? You want me to go? Like, what do you got in mind? What do you want? So he wants this big Virgin Mary with this rosary wrapped around it that comes down and, like, drags down the side of his arm with the cross beside his hand. I said, simple enough, I got you. Let me draw it up, and we'll do. On this day, we'll get it done. And he asked me, well, what are you trying to get done? I said, I need to finish my stomach. Like, the rest of my stomach needs to be done. I've already got my sides done. I've got a lower section of my stomach done, but I've been trying to figure out what I want to put here, in the center of my stomach. So I've already got it drawn up. All you got to do is put it on. Don't mess me up. I got it. So I remember this whole conversation being a weekend. And the reason I remember it being a weekend, because when you're on the yard on the weekends and they have visits rolling, they'll come over the intercom and they'll say, hey, such, report back to the building. You got a VI. Report back to the building. You got a VI. You go to the gate. The guard unlocks the gate, lets you in the building. You freshen up real quick. So I want to say that was either a Saturday or Sunday when we initially walked the track and talked that day inside the pod at the door. We fast forward to that Thursday. He comes over to the cell. It's already agreed upon. We sit down. I throw the stencil on. Boom, I run the outline. I do all the shading. The piece turns out really good. That Saturday comes. I ain't got no visit. He ain't got no visit. He comes in the cell. I lay back, stencil on my stomach, and the stomach is just a terrible place to get a tattoo. It's stupid. Stomach tattoos hurt. It's just dumb. They're just dumb. Don't do it. And if you have done it, you're going to agree it hurts. And if you say it don't hurt, I don't trust much you say, or there's something mentally wrong with you, because that shit hurts. But that Saturday, he comes in the cell. It's a whole bunch we had to put on my stomach. The city scene, Jesus, the dude over here, just the sky's the limit had to be touched up. We had a lot to do with my stomach. A good 6-hour session when it comes to tattooing. We're maybe 45 minutes to an hour in, when I hear him say, Williams, you got to visit. And they start shaking my cell door. If you don't know what shaking a cell door is, that's when they start opening it, something, and they close it, and it makes a clang noise. Open it some, and they close it, and it makes a clang. That's a signal to the guy inside the cell, hey, they want you at the control booth. So I said, they just called my name for a visit. I don't know, man, I don't know. And then the door starts shaking. Ching, ching, ching. I said, oh, shit. Number one, here's the bad part. When I go to visiting room, they're going to strip search me. They're going to shake me down. They're going to make me strip butt ball naked. And I've got a bloody stomach. I've got whelps. I've got a half-finished tattoo. Not even half-finished, like outlines taking place. And number two, if I wipe all this off, the outline that hasn't been done yet, it's going to be very hard to take that tattoo stencil and get it to line back up what's already there. So I go to the control booth and I ask them, who is it? And then they tell me, and I'm like, shh. I can't deny them. If it had been, there's certain people, if it had been that I really didn't, whatever, you at my prison, you shouldn't be here, I'd have denied it. But this person, I said, I can't deny the visit. He said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm just going to take my chances, man. I'm going to take the rag and I'm going to wipe around the areas that you've already done where there's ink smeared and whatnot and try to clean off the smeared ink. And then I'm going to just head on over there. Oh, you tripping. I go over to the visiting room and I make it through. I do my visit, you strip before going in, then you strip when you come back out. I do my visit, I turn to the side, I squat and cough. I never fully face the dude. It's a younger black dude doing the strip searches. Are you good, man? He's one of them dudes that, hey, you ain't got to do all that. I ain't signed up. Don't nobody want, come on, man. Pull your pants back up. What type of show you think this is? One of them dudes, cool dude. So I make it back. Now the tattoo is sat for a couple hours. It's sore, it hurts. We go in the cell and let me see. Oh, damn, you did good. You still got the whole pattern. You whelped up. This gonna hurt. Whatever, man. Just finish it. So we would finish up the tattoo. We'd go until later that night. The following day is visits again. That's Sunday. I had a Saturday visit. Sundays have rolled around. He's tattooing somebody, and we got one dude in our pod, not gonna say his name, that would go over there and get that pack faithfully. Now, his pack consists of a bunch of different things. It had dope in it. It had weed in it. And it had a couple other things. Pills, things he liked, things of that nature. And this dude was the man in our pod. Now, at this point, I knew that Goat was getting messed up on the streets. I did not know that Goat was getting messed up in the system. I knew he smoked a little bit of tree. Who doesn't? We're locked up. I knew he drank a little bit. Most people do. Even if not all the time, they will from time to time when it comes around. Or it's a special occasion. Or maybe they sell he's got some. They go take a little sip here and there throughout the years. But that Sunday rolls around. This dude comes back with the pack. And I see Goat standing in his doorway. Now, he wasn't much of a stand in the doorway kind of guy. I would stand in my doorway, and that's to observe my surroundings. It's like watching a little city. That's what the best way to describe the pod is. And Greensville is a very, very big place. It's like watching a little city. If you lock in on one person, he's doing something completely different than he's doing, and you just watch it. Everybody going in their own direction, but everybody doing something different. And I just look up and I see Goat standing at the door. Let me give you a reasonable description of what Goat looks like. Goat is 5'10", maybe 5'11". We're about the same height. He weighed a little bit less than I did. I think at the time I was like 185, 190, very athletic, very much in shape, big and lifting weights. And Goat was probably a good solid 175. Not the strongest in the world, but the boy had strength. Random ass tattoos on him. Like I remember he had random tattoos on the side of his jaw, random sideburn tattoos, dark brown hair, and he kept a short fade. Short enough and bald enough inside, you could see the side tattoos in the neck. And I don't know if he had anything on the top. Just a typical dude from the streets. Definitely not a suburb dude. Definitely a dude that's been out there, that's gotten busy, that's been in the action. Especially when you're boosting and doing stuff like that, you're going to be around some unsavory characters. The guys that go with you to boost are going to be unsavory characters. So in this day in particular, he is standing in his door. Now, like I said, that is when you observe. That's when you're watching. That's when you're just trying to kind of peep what's going on. And I see him, and it's probably 11:30, 12 o'clock. Now, what they're about to do is they're about to call count. Guys will come back before the visit, because if your visit ends during count, you got to sit in the back until count clears. Just sitting there, sitting there, sitting there. Or you're going to come back right after count. And right before we lock down, this dude I told you that goes over there and gets the pack, black dude from around my way out Richmond, a bunch of silver teeth in his mouth. That's right, I said silver, not gold, not platinum. Silver teeth all across his mouth. Comes back in the pond. He's untucking his shirt. Nobody like to walk around with a shirt tucked in. Untucking his shirt, adjusting his pants, and you got all the different dudes in here that get high, watching his every move. Now, you can't be quick to judge. Just because he goes over there and gets dope don't mean I can say that you're doing dope. I've copped from the dude, but I copped the tree. He has tree, he has pills, he has all these different things. So I can't be quick to judge Goat and be like, look at Goat up there fiend out, trying to cop some dope off old boy. I see his cell door shut. I see the towel go up. You put the towel up so nobody can see inside the cell. And that lets me know that wherever he's got this stuff, he is now getting it out and getting it ready for distribution. And he comes out of his cell and he walks down to another cell to a younger dude that it was like his runner. He would give him stuff. Hey, take this to such and such. Take this to such and such. Take this to such and such. Holler at such and such. That's just, he's been back now about 30, 45 minutes. We done did count. We done did all that. People are on standby for chow. And I see the young dude sliding, go by Goat's cell. Goat steps back in the cell. Dude sticks his arm in, pulls his arm back out. Goat shuts the door and the towel goes up. That was a red flag for me. That's a big, big red flag for me, especially with the shift that was on. You don't smoke no type of tree in the pod on this shift. Lord, no. Your ass is going to the hole. You're going to the jail. You're going to the clink. You're getting locked up. They're in and out of here all morning long. So if you put some trees in the air, they're going to smell it. They're going to come in. They're going to start shaking down. They're going to start finding things that ain't related to what you just did. And dudes are going to want to whoop your ass. You have to either wait till the night shift or go out on the yard and smoke it after lunch. But the towel goes up. Don't let me judge. Maybe he's checking out what the dude just gave him to make sure it's straight. Maybe he's rolling it up to get ready so that when they, after chow, we can go out to the yard and he can get his smoke on. But 15, 20 minutes will go by to the point they call chow. Everybody exit for chow. We exit and I look up. He's still in the cell. Still got the towel up. Guard's walking down top tier. Guard knocks on the door. I'm using the bathroom. All right, and keeps it moving. He come back, I come in, the cell door's open, the towel's down, and I don't see him. He's in the shower. Why is he in the shower? And we're about to go out to the yard. It's about to get sweaty. You should probably shower when you come back in. He doesn't go to yard. He goes back in his cell. They're getting ready to call yard. Me and Duda started kicking in at this point, right? I go up to the cell, I say, Go, what's up with you, man? You going out to the yard or what? Nah, bro, I'm laid back, bro. I'm good. He's laying in the bunk, right, and he's not really making eye contact with me. At this point here, he has not told me that he has a history with dope. He has not fully gotten into the fact that he is an intravenous and that he, pow, right in the vein. He hasn't told me none of that. He told me he had a little history with getting high. I see it. I've been in here a while. I've had cellmates that were on it. When I first came in, I was green to it. I didn't come from a neighborhood or lifestyle where that stuff was floating everywhere. I came from the crack era, not the dope era, right? But I see it. And knowing other guys and having friends that have done it in the past and guys that weren't my friends doing it in the past, I see it for what it is. Laid on top bunk. Nah, bro, I'm gonna lay up, man. I'm gonna lay in. Man, it's 110 degrees in the cell. You better get outside and get some air. Man, I got the little fan, man. I'm just chilling. His voice is raspy. His whole demeanor has changed. Not to mention, he won't really make eye contact with me. I said, all right, bro, I'm going to holler at you when I come back in. I'm gone. Boom, I hit the record. Now, I'm not judging. You need to get that clear. I'm not judging. So if you have a history of doing something with that stuff or anything like that, don't take it as I'm judging. I'm just telling y'all the story. Maybe at that time I was a little judgmental, but I didn't fully understand it. So for the next day or so, every time I would see Goat, he would be completely out of it. This is also where he picked up the nickname I gave him. Huh? What'd you say? You say something to him, especially when he was high. Hey, Goat, you trying to do, huh? So I started, huh? So I just started calling him, huh? Walking to him, what up, huh? Huh? If you can hear that. I hate that huh shit, right? So I get to talk to him a couple days later, huh? He's still gassed up. Now we get to about the third day, and all the dope in the pod is starting to flood out. It's going to other buildings. It's kind of dry in here, so they're going to have to wait till the weekend comes around. And I see that same young dude that went by the cell that day Call him upstairs. And you can see when it's bad. You know when somebody's done something they shouldn't have done or things ain't working right. And he's been acting a little weird the past few days, a little more quiet than usual. I chalked it up to him being high, but in reality, he had something going on in his mind. And the dude tells him, hey, come up here, let me holler at you. So there he goes. Boom. He shoots up the cell, and I see the dude go, come in, step in the cell. Step in the cell can mean a couple different things. You want to say something that you want to make sure nobody else hears, or you want to put hands on somebody. So he goes up in the cell. After 2-3 minutes, he comes out the cell and he gets straight on the phone. So I know something's going on. Either he's about to pay for something that's coming in, or he's got a debt for something he ain't paid yet. Spends his 20 minutes on the phone, comes over, sits down at the table, says, shh. You know what the means? It means something's bad. It means this man's got something to say, and he's going to say it, but he's acting like he don't want to say it. Huh? I said, what's up, man? You all right? What's up with old boy upstairs, man? You jumping straight on the jack as soon as you come out to say everything all right? Yeah, everything's all right, man. Old girl's supposed to have sent some money. Apparently, she ain't sent the money yet. They still saying the money ain't hit. All right, the money gets sent to your books at this point, or your people meet somebody on the streets to pay them, or they do a green dot. This is pre-Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. There was none of that. 9 times out of 10, you would just have your people send money into the prison, and that would go on that guy's books. Then once he got enough money on his books, he could have 10,000. He could get a money request slip and withdraw that and send that check home, right? Yeah, so I had to get on the phone with my people, man. Old girl's tripping. Like, she usually comes through, but she ain't come through. I said, well, what you owing for? Man, you know, I got a little bit of train. Not a lot, just a little bit. What's a little bit? No, I'm talking about like maybe like a half gram, 3/4. That's a lot of dope to be getting in prison up off of somebody, especially at once. Now, if they're pointing you out, you might be out. You're talking $50 for a point. But a half gram, 3/4 of a gram, you're talking somewhere about $750. Between $500 and $750 for what he got. I ain't even tripping about it. So your people didn't say they're going to take care of it. They said they're going to see what they can do. Oh, this is all bad. This is all bad. Now, here's the problem with this, right? If I get into it with anybody in here and they got a homeboy standing beside them, I know that when I walk up and I fire off on this dude, that I need to have somebody ready to handle this dude or be prepared to fight with both of them. You're not going to let your homeboy get beat up. You're just not going to. So I'm looking at the dude. I know the dude. I know the dude personally. I get my tree from him that he owes this money to. Now, it's not the runner. The runner is more or less the muscle. He's going to dig up in your mouth. He's going to rough you up. He'll pull that knife out if he's got to. Push that blade if he's got to. He gets paid, and he also gets a cut of what comes in. So if a bunch of, narcotics come in, he's going to get a small cut of that. Here, that's yours, that's yours, that's yours. And he's going to tax each sale. He's in there bagging up, skimping a little bit off the top, skimping a little bit off the top. There ain't no digital scales in there. We have our ways. I don't deal with him. I deal with the main dude. I've been in here since the main dude came in about 2 years back. We have a good rapport. But this dude up there, I've seen this dude act stupid a bunch of different times. I've seen him go upside people's heads. I've seen him chase people around with knives. I've seen him get other people, they squad up and bank people. So I tell Go, I said, that's a bad look, man. You don't want to be owing them dudes money. Like, you might want to get on top of that. Yeah, I'm going to call back tomorrow, man, and see what my people say. The next day, he's moping around. He's going to the phone and he's dialing, but nobody's picking up. You see that quick dial, they punch an inmate number and all that, boom, they stand there and they click, they hang it up. And now he spent the next 30 minutes dialing these numbers back to back, but not once has he got on the phone. So I call him over to the cell. He comes in the cell, he sits down. I said, Go, what you done got yourself into, man? Them boys ain't playing about that money. Them boys in that cell up there go upside your head over a bag of chips, over a single noodle, over a stamp. You know what they're going to do to you over this money? And now you got me in the jam because I rock with you. Goat was a cool-ass dude. Everybody liked Goat. He wasn't one of these dudes in here that didn't really fit in. He come in and he kind of molded and blended into the prison environment. I like Goat. So I told him, I said, them dudes not playing about that money, Goat. You're going to pay that money or somebody's going to do something to you. I don't know where you think you at. You done ran up a big-ass debt. Now you got me in the jam. I got you in the jam. Because I'm not going to stand by and watch these dudes ride down on you. But I'm telling you now, if the dude wants to see you on a one-on-one type situation, I got to let it happen. I can't go interfere in what's going on. Man, but you rock with the dudes, right? Look, do you got the money or not? Man, ain't nobody even answering the phone. I mentioned all that money last night. They ain't picked up the phone since. I bet they ain't. So I said, look, I'm going to do this one time and one time only, Goat. I'm going to go holler at old boy and see what can be worked out. Don't do this again. I don't like getting in the middle of it. I got to go up there and kind of co-sign and try to smooth over your situation. I'll holler at old boy in the cell, not the runner, the dude I know it came from. And I said, look, your runner gave Goat blah, blah, blah. Goat said he owes this and that. Yeah, he owes a whole bunch of money. Give him a little bit of time, man. He's new in his. People got stuff going on the streets. Let him live, man. Don't let the youngins and them do nothing to him. I mean, that's my dude, man. I'm going to talk to him. We're going to figure it out, all right? So I go back down. I tell him, Goat, I bought you a little bit of time. You need to figure out how to get this money, man. You got like 2-3 days, and if it don't happen, the youngins going to go upside your head. You're going to come down here with a knife, come down here with the hands. Something's going to happen. You're going to have to answer for it. Hey, good look, good look. I said, so what you going to do? Shorty will come through, Jay. Shorty's not going to come through. I've seen this time and time again, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll see what happens. Sure enough, the following day, he gets in touch with his girl. His girl, oh, I'm sorry I had this going on. She was probably like, the next guy laid up with Jody. Who knows what she had going on, but she sends the money. That's good and that's bad. That's good because now he's out of a jam. Now I don't have to see Goat go in the cell. Goat might have whooped the youngin', but the youngin' will push the blade. But it's bad because now they know he's good for it. His debt is cleared. So they'll give him the same amount, if not more. They just know it might take a little. They just know it might take a little bit of time. So I tell him after he clears his debt, Goat, don't do that again, man. You run yourself up another jam like that, I'm going to fall back from you. First of all, I'm not doing dope. I'm not up in the cell with you getting funky. I'm not doing none of that. You're running up these bills. People see me with you. You're putting me in a situation, Goat. Do not. I'm telling you now, leave that stuff alone. If you're going to rock with me, you're going to rock with me. If you're going to be my dude and we rock out like that, that's cool. You know what I mean? We can be friends, we can be all that, but you can't be running around here getting high. You reflect on me, I reflect on you. You know how the situation goes. I can't kick it with the boys because I'm not a boy. I'm not kicking it with the ABs because I don't believe in their beliefs. I'm not kicking it with these dudes because I don't believe in their beliefs. You can't be doing that. Jay, I got you. I just like to mess with it here and there. All right? You've been warned. You start getting funky again, I'm going to fall back from you. Not because I'm scared, just because you represent me and I represent you. This dude has become my friend. Addiction is a mother. It is. That we have to get clear. Addiction is a mother. It's going to call you. So he goes good with it. Smokes his little tree. A month or so would pass by. I'm watching Goat closely now. But as the weeks stroll by, I think, he did that stuff that one time. He ain't messing with it no more. Everything's good. Now, in the midst of all this, we're both still tattooing. Well, all of a sudden, I see he's tattooing this one dude that's real close to that dude that he gets the pack from. And he's tattooing him all the time. To the point that he's turning down other work. Every chance he gets, this dude is sliding up in the cell. After he done his like 3rd, 4th day of tattooing on this dude and just blasted this dude up and has put tattoos all over him, they call wreck. And Goat would hide in the cell when he got high. He didn't like to be out mingling around. He would go take a shower, make a little bit of food. He would go in the cell and he would stay in there all day. It's the same thing I seen last time. Goat done did the dude's tattoos. Dude left. Goat goes and takes a shower, goes back in the cell. Not to mention he had put that towel up again, so it's raising my red flags. My spider senses are they're tingling. My little radar is going off. This looks like what happened last time, except he ain't go to the young boy. The young boy ain't go to him. But the towel went back up, hit the shower. This time he hit the microwave and he's back in the rack. So I go to the door. I said, "What's up, man?" And we have night rec at this point. Night rec is from 6:30 to 8:30. Y'all outside on the penitentiary yard. It's dark out there. You know, summer breeze, get a little bit of cool air. Much better than being in the building. I said, "Come on, let's go to night rec." Oh, I'm chilling, Jay. He's laid back in the bunk again. I've seen him funky before. I know what he's doing. I said, "Go, look at me, man." And he cuts his eyes. He said, "Come on, bro. Don't even start. It ain't even like that. Don't even start. Don't start acting like you know everything. It ain't even like that. I've been tattooing that dude for like 2-3 days. I'm tired, man. I'm just about to lay back. Got to give him the benefit of the doubt." I look at him. He don't look high. But this is a very familiar situation. You're in the same position you was in last time. When I say position, kick back on the bed, got your gray sweats on, the wife beat on, and you lay back. I go out to night rec. I kick it. I got other dudes I kick it with now. I got other friends in here. I go out and I'm all with them and walk the yard. I come back in that night and he's still laying in the same position. I walk up the door and I say, "Go." And he lays there for a minute. And I said, "Go." And he gave it away. He said, "Oh, what's up? What's good with you, Jay?" He's high. I said, "Man, I'm going to holler back, man. I'll roll out." He sleeps through the halfway through the next morning. He's probably up all night itching and scratching. But the next day at around 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, he comes over to my cell. I'm not tattooing that morning, but I'm in the cell and I'm drawing up a tattoo. I'm stenciling up this pattern. Jay, let me holler at you, man. I said, what's up with you, GOAT? Man, look, I know you probably thinking. I said, look, let's stop right there. You my homeboy, so don't come over here lying to me. If you come over here lying to me, I'm going to lose all respect for you. You my homeboy. He proceeds to lie to me. Hold up, see, there you go thinking you know everything, Jay. I ain't getting high. I ain't done no dope, Jay. I'm just tired. But it's written all over him. The boy is gray as a nickel. He's sweating. It's too early to be sweating. Sweat comes about another 30 minutes. You're going to sweat. But I can see it on him. I know what it looks like. I can spot it a mile away. You're not going to come over here with that dope fiend Larson. I said, look, GOAT, I'm going to holler back, man. Just go ahead and roll out. No, you need to listen to me. Now he's doing too much. He's trying too hard to prove his point. I said, I'm going to holler back at you, GOAT. I go up to old boy on the top tier, not the young dude, the other dude, and I said, hey, let me holler at you, man. What up, Jay? You good? You want some smoke? I said, nah, I'm not. I'm chilling on smoking right now. I said, be honest with me. And I'm not going to tell anybody you said anything. You don't tell nobody I asked. Did the young boy take GOAT some stuff, man? Nah, the young boy ain't got, but the young boy did give such and such some stuff, and such supposed to trade it off with GOAT, but he got a little more. What he got, some of it was worked off of work, but the rest he's got to pay for. But he got a good deal on it. Wow, what's up? Hold up, back up. So dude that he's been tattooing on paid him with dope. Yeah, that's right. That didn't fully clear the debt. Now he cleared a bunch of it, but he still owe a couple $100. Ain't nothing big like last time. So GOAT been tattooing for like 3-4 days and still has a debt. Oh, this dude's a flunky. At this point there, I started looking at GOAT different. I said, oh, so he lied to me about getting the dope. He lied to me about doing the dope, and he's once again got a debt. So the next 2 days would go on. I think it was like 2 days. I didn't really talk to GOAT. He knew what it was. He would look at me. I wouldn't really look in his direction. I'd keep it moving. I'd keep walking with the other guys I deal with. And it gets to kind of a stalemate where something's got to happen. Things feel awkward. He comes down, hey, Jay, let me holler at you, man. I said, what's up? He said, look, man, my bad, man. Like, I respect your friendship. I respect you. I ain't want you to cut me off. It had been a little bit. Dude came to me, said, hey, do these tattoos, and I got a great deal on it. So I did it, man. That's the truth of the matter. I said, GOAT, don't lie to me no more. I already told you if you did the dope again and you started messing up again, I was going to cut you off because we're two different people. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, man. I appreciate you being honest. You should have been honest from the gate. Do not get yourself in another jam. Jay, I got you, man. I got you. What he's not telling me is he still got more dope. So I think that when I'm talking to him in that moment, that everything is good. I guess you could say he tried to do the right thing. So he takes a little bit of dope he's got, and he takes it to another young dude in the pod, gives it to him, and this dude is supposed to send the money for it. This dude does the dope and checks in. You heard me. He gives the rest of the dope that he has left to this young boy, and the young boy does the dope and then checks in. If you don't know what checks in means, that means he goes to the guard, says he fears for his life, he wants to be taken to the hole, come out the hole and go to another part of the compound. So now not only does he not have a way to pay for the stuff, but the dude he gave the stuff to that was supposed to pay for it just bounced. Don't nobody care about none of that. If I put something in your hand, it is your responsibility to pay for it. He comes back and he says, Jay, it's all bad, man. It's all bad. What's bad? Man, I done ran myself up on a snag, man. I had a little bit of shit left. I told you I wasn't going to do it no more, so I gave it to the young boy, and the young boy, he bucked on me, man. More or less, he checked in, now I can't get paid. My people ain't about to send the money. They just sent that $5. They're telling me they're not going to send the money. I said, so what you going to do, GOAT? I don't know, man. And he gets that sad puppy dog look in his face. I don't know, man. I guess it is what it is, man. If I get stabbed, I get stabbed. If I get beat up, I get beat up. I ain't afraid to fight, but you know, them boys, them boys pushing knives. They're not about to come down here and slap on you. He might slap you one time, but them boys is pushing knives. I know, Jay. I said, man. Now, I didn't clear his name one time. I didn't bought him some time on the first situation. On the second situation, I tell him, go, you got to figure it out, man. I look stupid at this point going back and hey, let me holler at you. This is about GOAT and his dope addiction and his dope bill again. I said, man, you got to figure it out. One morning I tell him, I'm going out to the yard. What you about to do? I'm going to hang back, Jay. Is he high? No, he's not high. I come back in from rec, look up at GOAT's cell. GOAT's got the towel up in the door. Oh, man, here we go again. Now he done figured out how to get him some more dope. Then the towel comes down and he comes out. He wasn't getting more dope. The boy then went down there and put hands on him. So I look over at the cell and I see him standing there. And from a distance, you can't really tell. But then he walks down the stairs and he's headed to the shower. And as I see him walking, I can see he's bruised up. So I said, damn, GOAT done got himself in a situation. Now I need to find out if he got jumped. If he got jumped, that shit ain't cool. I'm still rocking with dude at this point. So I go up there, and this is one of the first times, and I had talked to the runner a bunch of times. I know the runner. It's one of the first times I talked to him about the GOAT situation. I said, hey, man, what's up with the GOAT situation, man? Y'all done beat GOAT up. He said, nah, I ain't doing nothing to GOAT. I said, you ain't doing nothing to GOAT. He said, nah, the boy he tattooed on did something to GOAT. He had to deal with him. So the situation is, if he don't pay me, he got the dope and gave it to GOAT. So GOAT don't owe me. He owes me. So he went down there and put hands on GOAT. So now GOAT's into it with the dude he tattooed, which is also a known gang member in here. He's lucky he didn't get hurt all the way. The dude that dude owes, and then the dude that dude owes. That's just how it goes in prison. So I'm not going to go up there. I don't want to draw to the situation. I don't know how bad the fight was. I don't know much of anything other than he ends up getting into it with the dude that he tattooed because he put his word on it. GOAT didn't come through. That guy put hands on him. That guy satisfied. You're going to pay the money or they're going to continue to put hands on you. Fighting does not mean the dead is dead. Fight means y'all fought. You still owe. If you fought and you win, you might be able to say, man, I won. You know what I mean? I whooped that ass. Like, you want to fight again, I'll beat you up again. But if that ain't the situation and it didn't even look like you won, you're going to have to pay that. Or next time, it's going to be more guys. They'll bring weapons. They're going to get paid. As long as you're in here and they can get at you, they're going to get paid. So I wait until shift change. Shift changes when new officers come on and the old officers leave. That way, anything that was happening that day in the pod, they take home with them, and the new shift don't know. So I make my way up to the cell. Couple little lumps on his face, nothing too bad. Little bruise under his eye that's already started to turn that ugly green color, like that seaweed color mixed with a little bit of yellow in the corner of his eye. I said, what happened, man? He said, my old boy come up here pressing me about the money, and I told him I'm going to get him the money. I'm good for it. He said, we're in the middle of talking, and dude just takes off on me. And that's usually how it goes. They know when you're running game. They know when you ain't got it. Dude punches him in his face. I said, so what's the outcome of it? I got to come up with the money. Tells me once again, how much he owes. I said, man, you on your own, GOAT. I told you about getting yourself in these jams. Like, I was making sure you ain't get jumped. If you got jumped, I'd help you get a little get back. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna let nobody jump you, but I told you about this, GOAT. Yeah, I know, Jay. I know I messed up, man. I messed up. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna figure it out. There's a will, there's a way. GOAT pays the bill off. Everything goes back to normal. No more fighting. I'm hoping these dudes won't give him no more. Both times he's got something now, it's been a problem. But here's the thing. They don't care nothing about that. That guy paid, they're gonna give you more. We fast forward once again. At this point, I've been rocking with GOAT. Maybe, let me see, I met him right when summer began, and it's going into fall. So it's about October. It's about 4 months. I like GOAT, man. Like, we've made plans to link up when we get out, like do this and do that, tattoo on the streets. This has become my homeboy, but he's also become a problem. One thing I've realized about GOAT real quick is GOAT will lie to your face when GOAT's in a situation, and he's a pathological liar when he's on that stuff. So by the time we roll around to this, I start going to classes. I'm going to classes to become a licensed plumber. I'm going to class to be an electrician. Most of my day is tied up doing these classes, and then I would tattoo at night. This is pre me going into working in maintenance, right? I come back from class one day and I look up and GOAT's door is shut. GOAT's door would stay open all day. He never shut his door. I go up to the cell, bang on the door, and I hear the raspy voice. Yo. And I stick my head in the door and he's laid up in the bunk. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be the stupidest mother. You know what? I said, what's up with you? And he said, what? I said, you know what? I'm gone, man. I'm gone. I'll roll out. At this point here, I'm done with GOAT. At this point here, GOAT is cut off. At this point here, I don't care what happens to you. You chosen to do this over everything else. You know that you're eventually going to drag me into this, and I'm going to get into it. I might get beat up. I might beat somebody up. Either way, it's not a good look. You got me mixed up in everything you got going on every single time. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. And I told him, the next time you do that, I'm in fallback mode, man. When I see you, I see, hey, what's up, GOAT? And we keep it moving past each other. But I'm not rocking with you no more, man. That's dead. I walk away from the cell. I get no further than maybe 25 feet, and I'm heading down the staircase, and I hear the cell door open. He comes out, hey, Jay, let me holler at you real quick. It ain't even like that. I look back at him. He's standing there. He's gray as a nickel. He's all messed up. He's slouching. He's back on the dope. I go down the staircase. I go in my cell. I hit the button. Boom. I shut the door. I hop up in the rack, make me a little cup of ice water. Boom, I lay back. He comes to AJ, hit the button. I said, I ain't got nothing for you, GOAT. I'm done, man. I'm done. Like, peace. You know, be good, man. Be safe in here. That's what you're going to do. Jay, I'm done. Get away from my door, dude. Like, I don't rock with you no more. I do not with you. Leave me alone, man. Get away from my door. It's like that. It's straight like that. Why you gonna do me like so? I hop off the phone. I hit the button. He walks off. At the moment I hop off and I hit the button, I'm done talking. You done pissed me off. You done irritated me. You can run me up on a jam. My name is good in here. I'm not no dope fiend. Everybody sees me rock with you. Now they think that's what I'm doing. He walks off. I go to the door. I said, what's up, man? You had something? I'm good, Jay. I'm good. And he walks upstairs. Me and Goat was going to fight. Now, could I beat Goat? I don't want to sit here and act like I'm the toughest guy in the world and I can beat everybody. I'd have whooped Goat's ass in that cell. Point blank period. Because the dude he got to fighting with wouldn't have beat me up and he beat Goat up, which means if I could beat him up, I could definitely beat Goat up. I'll say this again. I have had my ass handed to me. I've walked around with black eyes. I've walked around with lumps. I've had blood vessels busted. Like, I've fought and I've lost, but I've won as well. I could have beat Goat. I'm done with Goat. There's no more talking. We're done. Our report is finished. Stay away from me. I go back to kicking it with my regular everyday dudes. I ain't got to worry about your dumb shit no more. I would say maybe 2-3 days goes by. He sends his celly down. Celly was a big dude named Paul. Paul comes down and says, hey, man, Goat said you really gonna act like that, man. Y'all at the dude, man. He up there acting like a little sad puppy dog. I said, look, man, I don't rock with Goat. You know he done got himself, I don't care what. He done got himself in what? He got himself in the jam again, Jay. He done got out there, got the fiending. They got these stuff, all these people. These people ain't even answering the phone. And they done told him he ain't sending them more money. I said, look, Paul, that's not my issue, man. I cut Goat off because I seen this coming, man. Goat's going to end up hurt real bad. And me being his friend, me being a loyal dude, I'm going to jump in there and guess what? I ain't going to see my family. Now I'm going home later than I should be. And I got to tell my son on the phone, oh, I ain't coming home when I'm supposed to be because I went and fought for Goat because Goat likes to do dope. I said, nah, man, tell Goat to stay away from him. I'm just telling you he's in a bad spot, man. Them dudes talking about doing something to him. I don't care what they do to him, Paul. I warned Goat. Now, Goat's younger than me. Still, I warned him. I said, I tried to give him the game. Now, you know the boy ain't right. You fight for him then. You fight for him then. Run yourself up on the snag. Get yourself shipped up off of here. Mess your entire life up more than it's already messed up, considering you're locked up and in prison fighting behind another man. I can't fight for my kids right now. I couldn't protect them if I wanted to. And you want me to be in here fighting behind Goat because Goat don't listen. Nah, don't work like that. Tell Goat to stay away from me. All right, man, I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Hey, this is when I realized the severity of the situation. The dude I told you that brings the pack back from the visiting room, come across the pile one day, same thing as last time, coming back from class, and he's on the top tier, standing right above me. Hey, Jay, get yourself right. People usually get some respect. Hey, get yourself right when you get done. Come holler at me real quick. I got you. Give me a few minutes. I'll be up. Shoot over to my cell, make me something to drink, go get some hot water, make a cup of coffee, stir that up, sit it on the counter in the cell. I go up and I talk to him. I said, what's the deal, man? What's up with the dude Goat? I said, man, I don't rock with Goat, man. You ain't kicking no Goat no more, man. I said, nah, man, I ain't rocking with Goat. Man, it's been like 3-4 days now, and he ain't said nothing about the money. He's staying in the cell. He ain't going out on the yard. He's ducking. He's ducking. I just sent a couple people down there to him. He said he gonna get it straight, but he's not getting on the phone, man. Like he ain't even making no attempt. I said, that's on y'all, man. I've washed my hands of Goat. So you ain't gonna feel no type of way. I said, look, man, I'm gonna tell you again. I've washed my hands of Goat, man. Because the youngin' in them, I've washed my hands of Goat, man. Now I need you to understand this. You can't go down with somebody else's ship, man. You can help them patch the ship, try to repair the ship. But if as you're patching it, they're tearing the patches off, making sure it's gonna sink, the best thing you could do is get your ass up off there and not drown with him. That night rolls around, it's night wreck. Still got it's like our last week, maybe the second to last week of night wreck. Once you get into October, they start shutting night wreck down, right? They yell it out, night wreck, use the back door, use the back door. This time they were popping the back door. It's like a fire escape door that goes out the building. There's a metal door you open with bars, sklang, and then there's a solid metal door that goes out to the yard. I'm getting my stuff, trying to catch the weight pile on this night. We had it at night, so that rotates, different days, different times. I'm grabbing my stuff, telling them, hold the gate, hold the gate. And as I'm coming out my cell, I see a group of dudes come in through the door. Now, guys are going out onto the rec yard. It is forbidden. You're not allowed to go into buildings you don't live in. So I notice these dudes, when they come into the pod, they don't live here. I've seen these guys on the yard, but they don't live here. And if they're coming in here, they're doing one or two things. They're coming to handle some business or collect some money. And I don't think they're here to collect money. They shoot straight up. You got a staircase that goes up the sidewall and one in the center. Well, the one in the center goes straight. You can go straight to the top. There's the Goat cell. They come up the side staircase and mob straight down. So instead of going out, I stop and I turn back. Walk in the cell, put my stuff in, go on over and sit in front of the TV out in the pod. And I said, well, let me see what happens to this dummy. Let me see how this is going to play out. Goat's door is closed. They go to the cell and they tell him, open the door, open the door, open the door. I don't know what he's saying in that cell, but I can guess he ain't getting up to open that door. He's not about to push that button and let them out. Paused and slid out going to the weight pit. He's gone. His cellie ain't in there. And they're at the top door. This is 4 dudes now standing on the top tier telling him, hey, man, you need to open the door. You need to open the door. We need to holler at you. Open the door. Goat won't push the button. Here's the crazy thing about this prison I was at. These guards do not care about you. It's a younger guard in the booth. Dude goes, hey, yo, open cell 31 and starts waving his arm. Do you know what this woman does? She pops the cell and opens the cell for 4 guys. First of all, there's 2 men that live in there. You ain't supposed to have nobody in your cell. She pops the cell and goes back to what she's doing. They run in there. Goat tries to push his way out, and they push straight in. And then the beating commences. You hear it. Boom, boom. I'm going to get it. Boom, 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 boom. They're messing Goat up in the cell. Whooping Goat's ass. Trashing Goat in his cell. Now, you might be like, Jay, you messed up for that. You a punk for that. You scared for that. No, I'm none of that. I'm none of that. Ask anybody that knows me. I ain't never ran, ain't never been scared, man. Had this have been an attack on Goat and he hadn't done anything wrong, 100% I'd have had his back. Had Goat had listened to me and something would have came up that Goat didn't cause, 100% I'd have had Goat's back. I've gone and said, I've fought fights for dudes that wasn't my battle. On more than one occasion, I've gone in the cell and say, look, you ain't about to do nothing. And I get to scuffle with somebody because I'm vouching for somebody else. That wasn't this. This is one of those situations. In my mind, I'm thinking he's going to have to learn. Lessons not learned in blood are soon forgotten. Understand what I just said. Lessons not learned in blood are soon forgotten. You can tell somebody something 100 times and it'll go in one ear and out the other. The moment you put some blood in their mouth, the moment you inflict some pain, put some type of danger in the air, they'll start to understand you better. They beat Goat's ass in that cell. When I mean they beat Goat's ass, they beat Goat's ass in that cell. And then they rolled out. For the next 2-3 days, Goat didn't come out the cell. And when Goat finally did come out the cell, I understood real quick why Goat didn't come out the cell. They did him dirty. They stomped him. Goat had knots on the back of his head, the sides of his head. His face was all just discombobulated, looking like a mashed potato, looking like an old spud. They drugged Goat in that cell. I go on about my business. Goat would come to my cell after these 2-3 days goes by. He comes to my cell and he goes, hey, Jay, you was right, man. You was right. And I just kind of look at him and he said, I'm gone, man. And he walks off. I know what that means. Goat's checking in. Goat goes to the people, tells him he fears for his life. And just like that, Goat was gone. That was the only time in prison I stood by and watched somebody I rock with deal with something like that. But I didn't rock with Goat when all this took place. Me and Goat were no longer friends. When I said it, I meant it. When I cut him off, it didn't mean I'm cut off. You're cut off unless some beef pops off. Man, you're cut off. But if beef pops off, I'm going to come save you. No, not the case at all. I was hoping that Goat would learn from this lesson, get out, and go on to do something with his life, right? You can have the best life. I'm not going to be a part of it because I've seen what you're capable of, but that wouldn't be the case. I looked Goat up here recently, and last year, Goat was convicted of taking the life of his girlfriend, hiding her in the woods out wherever they were living, next to this house they were staying in, all while in some type of drug-fueled rage. Had he listened to me then, maybe he'd have came out sober. Maybe that situation would have never taken place. Now he's doing a life sentence. Now there's no escaping what your life has become. Remember this, y'all. In prison, especially prison, you've always got to look out for good old number one. That's the same thing in the world. You're always going to make sure you're good before anybody else, unless it's your kids or your wife. Right or wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But you basically got to look out for good old number one. Self-preservation is a must. Goat was one of those people that you couldn't save Goat because Goat couldn't save himself. And sad enough, what he went through when I was there, don't seem like he grew up much. Took the life of a girl while all jacked up on something. Now will spend the rest of his days in DOC, most likely dealing with situations just like the one I seen unfold last time. Now I know today's video was a very long video. This video was almost 2 hours long before I got into the editing process. 2 hours. I'm sorry if it ran over. It took you a couple different times to watch it, but I do appreciate you watching. I do thank you for rocking with me and rocking with the channel. And as you know, it's always love. Sometimes we just need to listen. Sometimes we don't know it all. Sometimes you might want to listen to somebody that's been doing what it is that you're doing. If not, and something bad happens, well, you can't blame that man. You can't blame me. You need to look in the mirror. But anyways, these streets, these jails, these prisons, they're all just crazier worlds inside of a already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to keep y'all entertained. Oh, you're not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams, Let's Live Life. And to all my real ones, and there are some real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Man, y'all know how we do. Salute. Da, da, da.